Right, so we're going deep today on a legendary tennis match.
Yeah.
The 1968 U.S. Open semifinal between Arthur Ashe and Clark Graebner.
Mm.
Just picture this, right?
Okay.
The winner is going to be the first American in over a decade to reach the finals.
Wow.
But here's the thing.
What's that?
It goes way beyond just the tennis.
I like where this is going.
Their personal stories,
Mhm.
even like their political leanings, it all plays out there on the court.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how those personal elements can sometimes overshadow the actual sport?
Totally. And lucky for us, we've got an incredible guide.
Oh, yeah.
John McPhee's Levels of the Game.
A masterpiece.
It's like a psychological thriller almost.
I love how he writes.
From page 1, he pulls you in with these vivid descriptions of like their serves.
Oh, for sure.
It's actually with this incredibly precise toss,
Okay.
almost like the ball's hanging in the air.
Suspended.
And then bam, this lightning fast swing.
So smooth.
And Graebner,
Oh, yeah.
pure power, just crushing the ball.
Such different approaches, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how much those serving styles reflect their journeys to that moment.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
A black man from segregated Richmond, Virginia.
Right.
His family's history in America goes all the way back to slavery. I mean,
Oh,
it adds this
wow.
whole other layer to this match.
Absolutely.
And he was trained by Ronald Charity,
Oh, yeah.
a self-taught tennis coach who learned the game from books.
That's incredible.
Can you imagine?
It speaks volumes about his dedication, doesn't it?
Totally. And then you have Graebner,
Right. The contrast is stark.
white middle class from Ohio, trained by his father, a doctor on their home court.
Yeah.
A very different path.
It is, isn't it?
McPhee even goes into their family trees.
Oh, really?
Ashe's is massive, like 6 feet tall with 1,500 leaves.
Wow.
And his leaf is painted gold.
That's a powerful image.
And then he gets to Graebner's and just says he has no idea whatever when his forebears first came to this country.
Huh. It's subtle but profound.
Right.
McPhee is highlighting this disparity in how we know our histories.
It makes you think.
It really does.
Ashe's family tree is meticulously documented,
Yes.
while Graebner's is lost to time.
It's a reflection of so much more than just their individual families.
Definitely makes you think about how our backgrounds shape us.
For sure. Especially our understanding of our past.
And it plays out in their playing styles, too.
Oh, interesting. How so?
Ashe describes Graebner as conservative, his game predictable and steady.
Makes sense.
But Graebner attributes Ashe's loose and sometimes risky style to him being black.
That's,
Yeah.
interesting.
What did you think about that?
Well, it's tricky.
Yeah.
It's like he's suggesting that race somehow dictates playing style.
Right. It felt a little off to me, too.
Yeah, and it's important to acknowledge that bias.
Absolutely.
But on the other hand,
What's that?
I do think personalities influence how we approach anything,
Oh, for sure.
even sports.
Right.
Graebner, with his more structured upbringing,
Okay.
might naturally gravitate towards a more controlled, methodical game,
Yeah, I see that.
while Ashe, navigating a world with less structure, more improvisation,
Okay.
might develop a playing style that reflects that.
That makes a lot of sense.
Right.
And it's even more apparent when you see how they handle pressure.
Oh, really?
Ashe has this icy elegance that masks his nerves.
Interesting.
He's actually at his best when he's behind.
Wow.
And there's Graebner, who needs his routines.
Yeah.
The towel sawdust on the grip to feel in control.
Right, like little rituals.
Totally. And there's that moment where he actually gets visibly frustrated and directs his anger at his wife in the stands.
Ooh, that's telling.
It makes you wonder if Graebner's dependence on routine
Yeah.
made him more vulnerable under pressure
Right.
when things went off script.
Yeah.
He didn't seem to have the same mental flexibility as Ashe.
He was playing not to lose, it seems,
Totally.
while Ashe was playing to win.
And then there's this other layer of pressure for Ashe.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
The pressure of being a role model for Black America.
Absolutely. He carried the weight of representing an entire community.
It's a huge responsibility.
It adds a whole other dimension to his story.
To really get that, though,
Okay.
we need to step off the court for a moment
All right.
and explore their lives beyond tennis.
I'm intrigued.
Ashe's room at West Point,
Okay.
it's described as complete chaos.
Oh, wow.
Like clothes and tennis trophies scattered everywhere.
Hmm.
It's almost like a visual representation of his loose style.
It sounds like he embraced a certain level of disorder,
Right.
maybe even thrived in it,
Yeah.
which, given the rigid structure of West Point,
Yeah.
might have been a form of rebellion or a way to assert his individuality.
Right. And at the same time, He loves crosswords, devours books on complex subjects,
Hmm.
and even embraces the discipline of military life.
So it's like this constant push and pull
It is.
between order and freedom,
Right.
which completely contrasts with Graebner, whose aspirations are very clear. Join exclusive clubs, become a millionaire, and give his children a privileged upbringing.
It's like a blueprint
It is, isn't it?
for a traditional American success story.
You can almost see him meticulously checking off each box.
So we have these two very different individuals,
Mm.
each driven by different motivations, different dreams,
Okay.
and now they're facing each other on the court.
With so much at stake.
It's intense.
I'm ready for the next bout.
Me too.
Okay, so back to that match. 2 sets, all right?
Uh-huh. The tension is building.
Big time.
The next set decides who goes to the finals.
No pressure, right?
It's the 4th set. And McPhee does not hold back.
He doesn't.
He takes us right into the heart of the action.
I love that.
Ash starts to elevate his game,
Okay.
hitting these unbelievable shots.
Yeah.
McPhee describes his backhand as a cannon.
Wow.
So powerful, so precise.
I mean, the imagery McPhee uses,
He's
he
brilliant.
doesn't just tell you what happened, you know?
Right.
He makes you feel it.
Yeah, and that description of Ash's backhand as a cannon
Yeah.
speaks to the raw power he was able to generate,
For sure.
but also this like almost explosive energy that seemed to come out of nowhere.
Yeah, and then there's this incredible turn of events.
Oh yeah.
Graebner, the steady player,
Right.
starts losing his cool.
Mhm.
He's getting visibly frustrated, making unforced errors.
Meanwhile, Ash, known for his occasional inconsistency,
Yeah.
becomes unstoppable.
Wow.
McPhee even quotes Ash, thinking to himself, I'm feeling arrogant, as he attacks Graebner's forehand.
It's fascinating, that shift in momentum.
It is.
It's almost like their roles reversed.
Totally.
Graebner, so reliant on routine and control,
Yeah.
starts to unravel when the pressure mounts.
An Ash who thrives in those moments of uncertainty
Yeah.
rises to the occasion.
Do you think Dr. Johnson's theory about the first point of a set plays into this at all?
I think it might.
Okay.
Remember, Dr. Johnson believed that winning the first point could give a player a huge psychological advantage.
Yeah.
This feeling of confidence that could carry them through the set.
Right.
Maybe Graebner losing those early points in the 4th set threw him off his game,
Possibly.
while it fueled Ash's fire.
I could see that.
Yeah, and as the set progresses,
Yeah.
that mental edge becomes even more apparent.
For sure.
Ash just starts taking risks, going for winners,
Uh-huh.
and they're landing.
He's in the zone
He's dictating the pace of the game, forcing Graebner to react.
instead of being proactive.
Right, and then the final point.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about a grand finale.
Tell me about it.
Ash resists the urge to play it safe.
Okay.
Instead, he goes for a risky backhand winner down the line and ends the match with a flourish.
What's so remarkable about that final point
Right?
is that it perfectly encapsulates their approaches to the game.
Yeah.
Even to life, you know?
How well?
Ash willing to take the risk to go for the unconventional even when the stakes are high.
Right.
Brockner sticking to his strengths, playing it safe, perhaps playing not to lose rather than playing to win.
It's a powerful moment.
It is.
And as McPhee makes clear, this wasn't just a tennis match.
No, it wasn't.
It was a clash of styles, backgrounds, dreams.
Right. Everything that makes these two men who they are.
But here's the thing. McPhee never explicitly states who he favors.
That's interesting.
Whose story resonated with you more?
That's a tough question.
I know, right?
I'm drawn to both of them for different reasons, you know?
Okay.
I admire Ash's resilience,
Yeah.
his ability to overcome adversity and embrace his role as a leader,
Okay.
but I also see Graebner's drive, his ambition, and his desire to create a better life for himself and his family.
Right. It's like they represent two sides of the American dream,
They do.
each with its own complexities and contradictions.
And that's what makes McPhee's writing so compelling.
It is.
He doesn't offer easy answers or tell us who to root for.
Right.
He presents these two complex individuals and lets us draw our own conclusions.
That's thought-provoking.
It is, isn't it?
But he also challenges us to look beyond the surface, to consider the levels of the game that extend far beyond the tennis court.
Right.
How their upbringings,
Yeah.
their racial identities, their political views,
It's all connected.
all played into this one incredible moment in sports history.
And I think that's a valuable lesson we can all take away from this story.
What's that?
To approach these complex issues with nuance, with empathy, and with a willingness to see the world through different lenses.
Right. To understand that there's always more than meets the eye.
It's a reminder that even in something as seemingly straightforward as a tennis match,
Yeah.
There are layers upon layers of meaning waiting to be uncovered.
And that's why I think McPhee's Levels of the Game is such a timeless masterpiece.
I couldn't agree more. It's a book that stays with you long after you finish reading it.
Definitely. But before we wrap up this deep dive,
Yeah.
let's not forget about Ash's life off the court.
Right.
Remember we were talking about how he carried the weight of representing Black America?
Absolutely.
Right. He talked about wanting to be like Jackie Robinson. Using his platform to affect change, not just in sports, but in society as a whole.
Yeah.
And those aspirations take on even more weight in the context of the late 1960s.
Absolutely. The civil rights movement was in full swing. The Vietnam War was raging.
It was a tumultuous time.
There was this incredible sense of social and political upheaval
Right.
for a Black athlete like Ash. Achieving success on the world stage
Yeah.
was about so much more than just personal glory.
It was about
It was about representation, about challenging stereotypes, and about inspiring an entire generation.
And it's interesting how McPhee contrasts Ash's, evolving sense of social responsibility with Graebener's more individualistic aspirations.
Right.
Remember that comment Graebener makes to Ash?
Yeah.
If the Negroes take over, please make me lieutenant.
Yeah, and while it was probably intended as a joke, you know,
Yeah.
it reveals a certain detachment from the social and political realities of the time.
Right.
It highlights that difference in perspective we were talking about. Ash deeply engaged with the struggle for racial equality, while Graebener seemed more focused on his personal goals.
And that's what makes this match so fascinating.
Totally.
It's not just a contest between two talented athletes.
Right.
It's a microcosm of a society grappling with profound change.
Yeah.
You have these two individuals coming from different backgrounds with different worldviews, and their paths collide on this one stage.
And McPhee, with his incredible eye for detail and his ability to weave together these different levels of the game, captures that complexity beautifully. He doesn't shy away from the uncomfortable truths, the racial tensions, the political divides, but he also presents these characters with empathy and understanding.
He lets us see them as human beings,
Right.
with their flaws and their contradictions.
Yeah.
And he invites us to do the same.
To look beyond the stereotypes and the easy judgments,
Right.
and to recognize the shared humanity that connects us all.
Exactly. And I think that's a message that resonates even more strongly today.
I agree.
In a world that often feels increasingly polarized and divided.
For sure.
It's a reminder that we can find common ground even in the midst of our differences.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into levels of the game,
Okay.
I want to leave you with this question.
All right.
What levels of the game are playing out in your own life?
That's a good one.
What are the forces, the histories, the unseen influences that shape your interactions, your decisions, your understanding of the world?
It's something to reflect on, isn't it?
It is.
To consider the layers beneath the surface, the complex interplay of individual choices and the societal structure.
Right. And maybe, just maybe,
Yeah.
by acknowledging those complexities, by engaging with them thoughtfully, we can start to bridge those divides and build a more understanding and compassionate world.
I think John McPhee would agree with that.
I think so too. And if you haven't already, I highly encourage you to pick up a copy of Levels of the Game by John McPhee.
Such a good book.
It's a book that will challenge your assumptions, expand your perspective, and leave you with a deeper appreciation for the intricate tapestry of human experience.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
Abby.